Playoffs is currently going on right now. Tonight we have Denver versus OKC, and that's the only game on the night. Then tomorrow we got a game, Boston versus New York. Let's start with the Celtics and the Knicks. If you don't know, you know now. The Celtics are down 3-2. They went down 3-1 in that loss, their latest loss. Jayson Tatum went down with an Achilles injury. He is out for the season. He just had surgery. Speedy recovery from him, but that's a big blow to the Boston team. But last night, Boston played. They came out a little shaky, but after a while, they started clicking and they went up big on Knicks. Knicks caught a call themselves back in the game, and then they pulled away again, and Bronson got fouled out. A lot of people was in foul trouble. Boston was able to get back in the game. Going forward right now, can Boston beat New York in New York? It's going to be loud in there. I don't know. They said Porzingis is having some type of illness that they can't figure out what's going on. He hasn't been able to really breathe. He's having issues. So that's a big blow. But Pritchard stepped up off the bench Pritchard, Hauser, and Cormet. Those three guys right there all stepped up yesterday and helped them rally. Jaylen Brown said, look, I understand the Tatum out, but I'm the second best on this team. But when he's out, I'm number one. And I feel like they're neck and neck. I'll give the leverage to Jaylen because he somewhat plays defense. Tatum is a better rebounder and distributor of the ball, but Brown to me is just a better player to me. If I had to pick a better player for Boston, I'll say Jaylen Brown's the better player, even though they've already labeled Tatum the face of the team. Knicks, I said it's going to be tough tomorrow. I believe that the Knicks can pull it off, but if they don't, if they go back to Boston for Game 7, it's over with. So right now it's 3-2. I'm going to say the Knicks pull it off tomorrow, but if they don't, it's over with. Boston going to get them out of there. Next game, Timberwolves have just eliminated the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors were out without Steph Curry. This is my thing right here with Timberwolves. I'm not trying to say it just because they beat the Lakers, but when you look at the Lakers, the injuries that we had with Luka playing injured, LeBron obviously being old, and Austin Reeves disappeared for the most part, we deserve to lose that. But you're not going to sit here and act like our players at full health. I know a lot of people feel that way because they got us up there at the 5. But a lot of those games was close, and we should have won. Moving to this one, the Warriors should have been beating Timberwolves. But once Curry went down, it was like, dog, it's over with. There's no way they can win without that. I know they bought Jimmy Butler in. They got Draymond still there. But outside of that, what do they got? And saying Draymond, you need somebody to be scoring. It can't just be Butler. So that put them in a bad situation. Minnesota just been taking advantage of the whole situation. But at the end of the day, it's always next man up. So if somebody goes down, somebody got to step up. So salute to Timberwolves, I guess, for moving on to the next round. Moving on, Indiana Pacers eliminate the Cleveland Cavaliers. With this one was a tough one because the Cavs were without Darius Garland, another injury, a key injury. He finally came back on and said Game 3 and played, and he just looked horrible for the rest of the time. Donovan Mitchell pretty much put the team on his back, but then he ended up getting injured and coming back playing injured with his ankle injury. But when he came back, when he went down, who else went down? No, one game before Donovan went down, Mobley, Hunter, and Garland were all ruled out. So they played one game with all three of the starters out. 3 out of 5 starters out. They went up big and they still blew the game, which was understandable. But then the next game, Mitchell came out there and went crazy and won the game, but he ends up getting hurt. And then you fast forward to the last game, Mitchell just had a horrible game. And at one point, I think he was like 3 for 16. He had a chance to keep the game close, and he missed all three free throws. And the Pacers were able to capitalize, not taking anything away from the Pacers, but the Pacers, on paper, look like a team to be reckoned with. They are 8 to 9 deep right now. They got people on the bench that can come and give you 10, 15 easily. Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, Benedict, Mathurin, all those 3 guys right there have been coming in, dropping 15, 20 points on a nightly base. Halliburton, with him being people saying he's overrated, he's starting to show why he's not overrated. Miles Turner been balling out of control, and who else? Nembhard and Neesmith, they all been balling. So on paper they look pretty good. They loving it right now because with Boston and Knicks going back and forth to each other, the longer this series goes, the more rest that the Pacers have. So if they are supposed to play on Sunday or Monday, whenever this series is wrapped up, that gives you 1 or 2 days to get back out here. Now you got to play a team that's been fresh, sitting at home for the last couple of days. Well, yeah, for 2 days now. So it's going to be tough, but this is an easier way for the Pacers to pull it off and make it to the finals. Moving to the West Coast again, the Nuggets play the Thunder tonight. The OKC is up 3-2. Tonight the game is back in Denver, so pretty much each game they just been going back and forth. I think both have won a game at their rivals' home, but lately they've been winning the home game. So if it goes how it's supposed to, the Nuggets should pull this win off and should force a Game 7 in OKC, which would be a problem for them. So currently right now, we have the Pacers versus the winner of the Celtics or the Knicks. And then we have the Timberwolves versus the winner of the Nuggets and the Thunder. My prediction right now, I believe the Thunder will pull it off, and I believe the Knicks will pull it off. That's my predictions for right now. Both are up 3-2. They should be able to pull it off, either in game 6. Knicks and Celtics, if Knicks lose tomorrow, they're not going to win it. I just don't believe they will. I think the whole team going to come out rocking, the whole starting five, and I think Porzingis ain't going to be sick no more. He going to show up for this game to get him over the hump. So, great basketball, man. A lot of these games have been down to the wire. It's been some big, look like it's going to be a blowout, and people have been working their way back in it. Great time to be a basketball fan. Salute if your team is still in there. That's all I got for basketball right now. I'll revisit this once they figure out who's going to be moving on to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals outside of the Celtics and the Knicks and the Nuggets and Thunder, man. That's all I got for right now. Like, share, subscribe to the Meet You for the Midwest podcast for your latest NBA updates on Facebook, YouTube,